Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Geommancer 4. And today I have every single class at 100, so I want to go over every single class and let you know what I use them for, like their actual usability in the game and where I actually rank them now that I have every single one at 100. Like, I've done a class tier list before. I'll try to rank that, or list, or put that at the end of this video if you want to check that out. It's a little bit older, probably a couple years old. But, yeah, I just want to go over each and every class and let you know what I use them for, what I think they're, like, maybe give them a tier list, but it's not exactly a tier list. I don't have, like, a tier list I'm going to put them in or anything, but we'll start with Archer, and we'll move through all of them. Yeah, so Archer, I like Archer. It's one of my favorites. I would say it's definitely up there. Maybe A tier, something like that, maybe top 5, around there. I'm not going to, like, put everything in 1 to 38 or whatever it is, 36 order, but you'll get a good idea of what I like and what I use and which ones to concentrate on through this video. But Archer's great. Your Elf from Forest of Thorns, the weapon's not so good. Maybe we'll go over those too. I do have a video on all the best class weapons, but Dragon Oak, who cares? But Forest of Thorn Elf, so you can 50% start it with King Averlorn, who is the 50% start for elves. Best thing about it for me is whenever I'm trying to do a green loop, so, Gob Truffle or Vanaxia or Queen Beatrix or Yasmin or any kind of green thing that puts green mana onto the board, green gems onto the board, and I'm trying to loop with it, I'll use Archer, because Archer has a green storm plus a 50% start, plus 15% chance for skull damage to be lethal. Like, it's all of those things together. It's a great class because it has a 50% start. It's a great green class. It's a really good loopy. If you're trying to loop on green, it's good because it has a green storm. It has a 15% chance for skull damage to be lethal. It's got Hunter's Mark, random enemy, and 4 or 5 of a kind. So if you have your hero in first slot, you're going to be maybe killing them instant kill with the skull damage. If not, your Hunter's marking on 4 or 5 of a kind, so they're going to be taking extra skull damage either way. Then you have Root Trap, so you entangle the first enemy at the start of battle, so they're not going to hit you back. You got Nature's Aura, create a Leaf Storm at the start of battle, so that's good with those, anytime you're trying to loop with Vanaxia, Queen Beatrix, King Gob Truffle, anything like that. Other than that, you got a couple summons, like 35% chance to summon a bandit when an ally dies, 25% chance to summon a hero nath when an ally casts a spell. You got 30% chance to dodge skull damage once again if you're in first slot. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. But all those things together make it a really good green class, 50% start green class with a chance at an instant kill with Entangle, with Hunter's Mark, with a couple summons. Like, it's really good. It's up there for me. It's one I definitely use, especially in those specific situations. All right, next we have Magus, who is a mystic from Silverglade. Reflection of Good is a good weapon, so you'd want to get... This kind of determines which ones you want to, like, hit first, so that's part of it. Like, Reflection of Good is a good weapon, so Magus is a good class, and it has a good weapon, so it would be up there as a class you want to get done first, or at least start to level up first. But Reflection of Good is great. Grant all stats effects to an ally, then explode 26 gems of their mana color. But other than that, it's a really good purple class. You gain 2 bonus purple mana when matching purple gems. So anytime you match purple, you're getting bonus mana, 2 bonus mana. The talent tree is pretty good as well. You have reduced damage from spells by 20%, disease a random enemy, and 4 or 5 gem match. You got a Dust Storm at the start of battle if you want it. You got a 50% start, which is what I usually use. So it's a 50% start purple class. So anytime I'm using a purple team, I'll use Magus unless I'm trying to loop. 50% chance to summon a Hellspawn when an enemy dies. Sudden Doom, create a Doom Storm at the start of battle. So if you happen to be doing like a Skull team and it's purple, Doom Storm at the start of battle. Gain bonus purple, so even more. You already have +2, and now you got even more here. Lightning Strike is good as well. Explode 1 yellow gem on 4 or 5 gem match. And yeah, that's about it, but it's a really good purple class because if you put like the traits plus Arcane Surge. Every time you match purple, you're getting a ton of purple, so it's really good for purple teams. It's good for Skull teams. It's good because it has a 50% start. So anytime you're doing a purple team that's not trying to loop, I think Archmagus is the best way to go. So it's up there too. Archmagus and Archer I use quite a bit. Assassin. I don't use Assassin very much. It's cool though. It's not bad. It has a 10% chance to assassinate the last enemy when I deal skull damage. But since we're going to go, let's do this first. We got Naga, Mist of Scales Naga. Serpentine Dagger's not good. We'll start there. The traits, 10% chance to assassinate the last enemy when I deal skull damage. So if you're doing a skull team, it's not bad. 10% chance, assassinate. That's a good thing about it. Otherwise, got the Hunter's Mark once again. Got when an enemy dies, freeze another random enemy. That's not bad. Shadow's Call, that's not bad. Backup, that's not bad. Dust Aura, create a Dark Storm at the start of battle. Purple Storm. Blue Storm, if you need a Blue Storm. This is probably, that's maybe sometimes, if I want an instant kill and I want a Blue Storm, I might go Assassin, but I usually try to go with the 50% start classes. It's got Stealthy. It's okay. 30% chance to dodge. Death mark a random enemy at the start of battle. And then another instant kill. 7% chance to assassinate the last enemy when another enemy dies. So it has 2 really low instant kills on that last enemy on the other team. So that's the coolest. I think that would define Assassin, is the 2 instant kills. And then it having maybe a Blue Storm. But there's no 50% start. There's no Storm. Well, there is storms, but there's no 50% start or I don't know. That's the main thing. It just doesn't have a 50% start. That's what I don't like about it. So it's more like a B tier. So these 2 are A's, A tier classes, and this one's more like a B tier because it doesn't have 50% start. If it had a 50% start, I would love Assassin. All right, Barbarian is Orc from Groshnock. Orc King's Club is not good. Some people think this one's decent. I don't really use it very often, though. 20% chance to dodge skull damage, gain 3 attack with matching red. None of that's good. None of this is really good. None of that's good. Entangle. It's got an Entangle. It's got a Leaf Storm. It's got a Dust Storm. Enrage. It's got the Lightning Strike. It's okay. It's okay. It's like a C tier class. No 50% start, nothing that's wowing me. Not great. So I would say that one is, like a C tier. Not horrible, but there's almost always a better option. But you know how it goes with classes. Sometimes you're going to need to be an Orc or from Groshnock, so you will use it very, very occasionally. Alright, we got Bard. I do use Bard. I don't know why for real, but I do use it. Wildfolk, Pan's Veil. 50% start for that would be King Salinas. Orpheus's Loot is not very good. I'm going to try to blaze through some of these not as good classes. But Bard is okay. Might be B- around there. C+, B-. It's got Serendipity, give a random ally a random stats effect. The traits, all yellow allies gain 1 to all stats at the start of each turn. That's usually why I use it on yellow teams a lot of the time. When I want a 50% start and I have yellow, everything on my team is yellow, and I want a 50% start, that's when I'll use Bard. And all yellow allies gain 1 to all stats at the start of each turn, which isn't amazing, but it's definitely helpful with the 50% start. And then give a random ally a random stats effect. It's got gain 2 magic if in last position. 20% chance to summon an Ancient Golem when I take damage to life. Reduce damage from spells by 20%. It's got that 50% start. Commander, gain 2 to all skills if in first position. All allies gain 1 magic. Gain enchant when matching green. Gain bonus purple from purple gem matches. And that's about it. So, when I have when I'm using Dawnbringer and all my allies are yellow and I want a 50% start, I'll use Bard. If I need to be Wildfolk, I'll use Bard. If my team's just all yellow and I have no other ideas for the class, I'll use Bard. So it's useful, you will use it, but it's not your favorite. So it's like a C+ or B-. Corsair is a good blue class, but on the same level as Bard, maybe not even as good as Bard. What does it got here? It is Rogue from Blackhawk, so you can 50% start it with Captain McCall. Plunder and Peril is a good weapon. Deals damage to 2 random enemies, boosted by my gold and the enemy's gold. So it's one you want to look out for, that weapon there. It's got gain 2 bonus blue mana when matching blue gems. So it's like trying to be an Archmagus, but for blue. But it doesn't have a 50% start, I don't think. So it's kind of like the gold farming type of team almost. Like Thief and Corsair, kind of like the gold farming type of deals. Freeze a random enemy at the start of battle. Hunter's Mark. Immunity to Frozen. Back up. Submerge, if you need to submerge, I guess. Which will be needed sometimes. But it's also got the gain bonus blue mana from blue gem matches. The only thing, like I said, Archmagus has a 50% start, then it has the 2, like, awesome purple extra mana from matching purple stuff. This one, no 50% start, but it does have all the extra from blue matching blue stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's Archmagus, but neutered a little bit, and for blue. So, you know, it's got an okay weapon, though. I'd say if Bard is a B-, then that's like a C+. It's Corsair. But it's up there. It's better than Barbarian, and, yeah. Alright, we got Death Knight, which is one of the worst ones. You got Undead from Galvania, so you could 50% start it with Ghost Queen, and Crypt Keeper is not good. What do we have? Traits, Death Mark all enemies when I die. You do not want to be dying, so that's stupid. Talent Tree, nothing there. Freeze. Barrier at the start of battle. Dust Storm. Ice Storm. It's got the Lightning Strike, the Dispel all enemies in 4 or 5 gym match. Death Mark a random enemy at the start of battle. But, once again, no 50% start, which is a very important thing for me with a lot of classes. And then it's just it doesn't have anything amazing. Like, Assassin has those instant kills. You know, this has Death Mark, but that's not a guarantee. Like, if you die, Death Mark the whole enemy team, you know? Like, it's not good. Not a good one. That one's like a D tier. Maybe not an F, but it's down there. It's not great. Alright, we got Dervish. Dervish is Monster from Drifting Sands. Dancing Daggers is pretty good. Hits all enemies. Whenever I'm talking about using a weapon that hits all enemies, like in the Bounty right now, you could use Dancing Daggers with Ogress and the Bounty Captain and another Bounty Troop. It would work alright. You do want to look for Dancing Daggers as one of your first, like, 10 class weapons. First, like, 7 class weapons. So it has a good weapon. But, otherwise, like, this is not good, not good, not good. Talent Tree, Hunt, Upfront Hunt, Dust Storm, Cunning, or Backup. It's got Lightning Strike, Dodge. It's just not great, you know? There's nothing great. No 50% start, and then nothing great. So the only thing good about it, really, is the weapon. Diabolist is a fire class. It's a Daemon from Blighted Lands. It has Fiend Fire, another good one. Another one I forget to mention sometimes when I'm talking about hitting all enemies. Hits all enemies. Kind of want to get it around before you get the one I just talked about. But it's decent. It can curse all enemies. It's a good weapon. The traits, nothing good. 25% chance to summon a Nightmare when an ally casts a spell. Talent Tree. You can do the Fire Tree here. Where you do, like, the Fire Blade. Deal triple skull damage to burning enemies. But other than that, like, there are better fire classes. You know? It's got Sudden Doom. It's got an Ice Storm. It's got a Firestorm at the start of battle. But otherwise, it's not great. It's probably the worst fire class. So it's down there. It's like a C- or D+. Not great. But it has a good weapon. Alright, Doomsayer, also not very good. What are we? We're a Daemon from Cinemirage. Sense Harvest is okay. Like, before you get your doomed weapons, deal damage to all enemies, convert yellow gems to doom skulls. Another one hits all enemies and does something else, so a good one to go after. As you know, you like equip it, get the weapon, and then move on to something else. Diabolist, Dervish, all the Ds, Dervish, Diabolist, Doomsayer, equip them, get the weapon, and then move on to something better. You know what I mean? So Doomsayer, nothing great. 25% chance to death mark a random enemy and matching 4 or more gems, so it's not even a 100% chance, and then it's only a 10% chance to kill. Explode a purple gem at the start of battle is useful here and there for very niche teams. Nothing here. Cleanse is okay. Freeze. Disease. A little summon there. Fairy Fire. When an ally dies, though, so that's not great. Ice Storm at the start of battle. Doomstorm. Just doesn't have anything amazing. You know, it's not great. It's down there. But, once again, all the Ds have good weapons. Except for Dragon Guard, I guess. Dragon Guard is another fire class I don't really use. If you want to be a dragon, it's got holy armor, so it's a fire class with holy armor, 40% skull reduction. So it's probably better than Diabolist. But it's still like an average class, nothing special. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, what do you got? Gain barrier at the start of battle. What was the weapon? Hold on. So I got your dragon from Dragon's Claw. You got Dragon's Eye, which was good at a long time ago, but is no longer good. It's not one you're going to chase. The traits, not great, except for the 40% skull reduction. You got the Fire Tree once again, which is cool. Fireblade is good. Firebringer's good. You know, Firestarter's good. Fire Tree is good, but it's like, what else does it have other than that? You know? Barrier at the start of battle. Dispel. So it's got Dispel and a 40% skull reduction on top of Fireblade. But no 50% start. You know, it's okay. It's an okay class, like a C tier, C plus maybe, something like that. Alright, Elementalist is the first S tier, one of the best in the game. You should get it to, you should level it first. I mean, other than, like, you're going to get classes in a certain order, so you're really going to level, like, Orb Weaver, and then Titan, and then something else, and then Elementalist, but as far if you had all the classes open, you'd want to level Elementalist first, because it's amazing. It's a S tier class, probably the best one in the game. So we got Elemental Force. That's the main thing. But as far as class info goes, it's Elemental, one of the best typings in the game. Nexus. Elemental Reach is not good, but everything else about it is. You got Stun, Freeze, Burn, Entangle a random enemy matching 4 or more gems. It just screws up the whole enemy team so bad. It's so nice. Okay? And then you can 50% start it with Mirage Queen. It's an elemental, so you want to put it when you use it. A lot of the time, you'll make your whole team elemental, and you'll use Mirage Queen and 50% start it. So it's able to be 50% started. It doesn't have its own 50% start, but you know Mirage Queen is good, and you can use it with this to make it awesome. All right, it's got Impact, Snap, Freeze, immunity to Frozen. It's got Storm Aura, so the Dust Storm at the start of battle. It's got Gain a Barrier. It's got Rock Solid. It's got Deluge, Submerge a random ally on 4 or 5 gem match, which is useful sometimes. Lightning Strike is always good. Bonus Blue, Bonus Brown. Fortitude, always good. That's why you want to get it to 100. Immune to Stun, Poison, Disease, Deathmark, Lycanthropy, and Devour. So probably the best class in the game, especially because of this right here, this trait. But also solid throughout its trees, and you can 50% start it with Mirage Queen. So I would say that's an S tier. Elementalist, our first S tier. Frost Mage is pretty good. Elementalist did kind of knock it down a peg, but it's still pretty good. You got Fae from Glacial Peaks, Orb of Winter, another one that hits all enemies I forget about, but it's down there under like Fiend Fire. It's not as good as that, but you will get it eventually. It has 25% chance to freeze a random enemy when an ally casts a spell, which is okay. I mean, if somebody's looping you to death, if you're fighting like goblins or something and you really want to like counter it, like Frost Mage is pretty good. See what else it's got. Freeze a random enemy at the start of battle, so that on top of the trait is going to keep them pretty frozen. And that's what it's mostly known for. Frost Mage is mostly known for freezing the enemy team and like stopping them from looping. So you're immune to freeze, and you freeze a lot. You freeze the enemy team a lot. It also has a 50% start, which I like. Dust, you're probably never going to use that Dust Storm because you got to use the 50% start, but It's got this, submerge a random ally in 4 or 5 gem match. So if something is looping you to death and hitting all your teammates, like that's Frost Mage or Elementalist, but it's got Lightning Strike, Arcane Surge, Water Mastery. You know, so it's good for defense against loopy teams, pretty much. So it has a place. But, you know, Elementalist is usually used instead of it. So it knocks it down a peg. So it's probably like a B tier these days. It used to be like A tier. It was never S tier, but, you know, it's probably gone from like A tier or A minus down to like B or B minus these days, for me anyway. I don't use it that often, to be honest. Geommancer is good. I use it. Main reason I use it is because you're a construct. Okay, the weapon's not good. Don't pay attention to that. Not very good. It's a construct. All construct allies start with 50% mana. So anytime you're using like gargoyles or any kind of other construct, you can use this class and 50% start those troops. It also has 50% skull reduction. So its traits are very good and useful. And then on top of that, it has give a random ally a random status effect. It has, you know, 20% spell reduction, 50% start, gain 3 magic at the start of battle. You really never need mana source because you already have it, so you might as well do this. All allies gain 1 magic, gain a barrier when matching brown gems, rock solid. It's got bonus brown, bonus purple, gain enchant when matching green, and then fortitude on top of all of that. So it's very good. I would give it like an A minus. So it's up there. I like it. Out of the ones we've gone over so far, you know, Geommancer is one I definitely use. So you got Archer for sure, Magus for sure. Don't really use these. Use this occasionally. Don't really use that. Maybe every once in a while. Don't use that. Don't use that. Don't use that. Don't every once in a while. Don't use that unless I'm being a dragon. But you know, this is awesome. Use it all the time. S tier. Pretty good, but don't use it as much as I used to. Use it. I use it. Alright, Hierophant. Another fire class. It is Fae from Bright Forest. Summer's Wonder. I don't use it. Some people do, but it's not one I would say to target right away. Nothing too special on its traits. Ancient Mysteries, 25% chance to grant a random positive status effect to a random ally when my turn begins. And, you know, it's a fire class. So you're like considering, like when you're looking at all the fire classes, you're looking at what else does it do? Because all of them have this, the fire tree. So they all have Fire Blade and Firebringer and Gift of Fire and Fire Starter. But it's like, what else do you got? You know? Because other stuff has better stuff. Cleanse is okay. Light Storm, but you're probably not going to use it. You know, like what else do you got here? Really nothing. So it's got nothing. Like this, none of this you can really count on. So, you know, Hierophant, not great, but it does have that cleanse, I think. So if you need to cleanse while you're doing a fire class, maybe, but not great. Knight, horrible. Only time you'll use Knight is if you're like leveling it, you're using Sir Quentin Hadley and Guard's Avatar or something like that. But you're never going to use it because you think it's good. But you're a Knight from Sword's Edge. It has Serve and Protect, not a good weapon. The traits, nothing. The trees, pretty bad. Like, might be the worst trees in the game. Barrier at the start of battle. Light Storm at the start of battle. You know? Dispel, Banishment. If it didn't have that Guardian tree, it would be it is terrible. It's terrible. It's like a D tier, F tier, horrible class. Probably one of the worst in the game, Knight. Mechanist is good. I definitely use this one. Definitely. It's like Geomancer status. You're a mech from Adana. Okay, Dragonator is not good. The traits, 50% start for mechs. So Tina 9000, you know, any Bork are good mechs that you can 50% start. So anytime you're going to use Bork to mana generate your team, you're going to want to use Mechanist. And that's when I usually use it. So it definitely has a use. Mostly to 50% start mechs, like Bork and Tina. What else does it have? It has the Serendipity. It has the Barrier at the start of battle. It has, you know, enchant on matching green. Dispel has Dispel. And that's about it. But hey, you got that 50% start for mechs, and that's mainly what you're going to use it for, especially for Bork or Tina. So it's useful. It's like Geomancer. 50% starting constructs. Mechanist is there to 50% start mechs. And mechs are good, constructs are good. So knights, like, you know, there's only a couple good knights. But anyway, Mechanist is a useful class that's not amazing, but it's useful. All right, we got Monk, which is good. It's kind of like Frost Mage, where, you know, it's good, but you're not going to use it very often. Class info. Elf from Shintang, so you can 50% start it with if you're going to use King Averlorn. The Spiked Manriki is not very good, not one you're going to target. Traits, good karma, gain 3 mana when matching 4 or more gems. That's like the best thing about it, I would say, is that trait. It's got freeze, and you're immune to freeze. It's got cleanse. It's got Fairy Fire, but only when an ally dies. I hate that one. It's got Barrier. It's got Rock Solid. It's got Deluge. It's got bonus brown, bonus blue, bonus green. It's got Fortitude, so it's solid. Well, it's alright. It's good. It's just like you're never going to use it. You know what I mean? Like maybe if you're doing an elf team, maybe. But hey, it's up there. It's like a Frost Mage, where it's good, but you're, you know, Elementalist is better. Same thing with Monk here. It's like a B- these days. It used to be an A. Used to be up there, but now it's like a B-. Alright, Necromancer I think is a little bit underrated, but also not great. Creeping Death is not good. Well, it does damage to all enemies, I guess. It's alright. But not one you're going to really target. And then you are Undead from Kitar. Traits, nothing. You know, maybe soul farming. You know, what do you got here? You got a freeze. You got 50% start. You got a purple storm, but you can only use one or the other. So you can either use an ice storm, a purple storm, or a 50% start. You can't do... So it's not really a purple class that you can use for a purple storm, and because you can't use the 50% start then. But I guess if you're going to do like Ghost Queen, you could then use the purple storm or the ice storm. But you got Stealthy, Death Mark, bonus purple. Here it has Rising Shadows. I think it's like a little bit underrated, but not crazy underrated. Like some people consider this class as one of the worst, but I would say it's more of like a C tier class than like a F. But not one I use very often. All right, we got Night Weaver. Night Weaver. Got Night Shear, which is not very good. Mystic from Midnight, nothing special. Traits, nothing. And then it's a weird one. I think it's one of the worst classes as well. So Night Weaver. Got Hunter's Mark. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Darkstorm. Doomstorm. Stealthy. Bunch of nothing really, except for Rising Shadows. So it's one of the stinkier classes. I don't like it. Nightweaver's poop. I think it was the last one I got to 100 too. If you want more context. Alright, we got Oracle. I don't think is very good. It's Centaur from Divinian Field, so if you're going to have a Centaur team, you might use it. Staff of Visions is not good. No good traits. And the trees aren't very good. You got Serendipity. You got Serendipity. You got a Light Storm. You know. Bonus yellow. Enchantment green. A couple summons. But it's pretty terrible. It's probably one of the worst as well. So you got Night Weaver, Oracle. 3 of the worst. Orb Weaver's good early game. Because you get it first. It's one of the... Not first, but you get it super early in the game. So, Elf from Zalkari. Spider Totem's not good, but hey, Elf. 50% start it with your King Averlorn, I guess. Traits, 35% chance to summon a giant spider when I take damage. So if something else on your team dies and you take damage, you can have a 35% chance to summon a giant spider. It's a good defensive class. It's not really something you're going to use offensively. What else does it got? It's got some summons. It's got Entangle. It's got a Leaf Storm at the start of battle, a Dark Storm at the start of battle. It's got Stealthy. it's got Rising Shadows. So I think like early game when you're doing Rowan, you know, it's got a Leaf Storm, it's got an instant kill, it's got a summon, which is like kind of safe one to do first, you know? But it's not very good. It's like a C tier. C plus, I would say, because it's decent defensively. Maybe B minus. My opinion. Alright, Plague Lord is decent. It's decent. Human from Darkstone. Essence of Evil is great. So it's a decent class with a great weapon. I love Essence of Evil. It might be my favorite class weapon. Inflict all negative stat effects on an enemy. Explode 52 gems of their mana color. One of the first ones you should get. Human from Darkstone. Alright, nothing good on its traits, but it's got Impact. It has Mana Sword. I got a 50% start, so 50% start with an awesome weapon. Sudden Doom. Rock Solid. Bonus Purple, bonus Brown. Fortitude. So it's a solid class. It's not up there, you know, but it's like a B tier class in my opinion. I use it occasionally. Human team, or I want Rock Solid, or something like that. Alright, Priest is not very good. Divine from White Helm, so you could 50% start it with, or 40% start it with Divine Ishbala. Staff of St. Astra is not good. The traits, nothing. It's not good, you know? It's got Serendipity, it's got Cleanse. It's got a Light Storm. It's got bonus yellow, bonus green, enchant when matching green, and that's it. It's one of the worst. I don't like it. It's down there with Night Weaver. You know, it's down there. Not good. Rune Priest, another bad one. Another bad one. We got Dwarf from Kaziel, and Rune Forger is not good. Okay, Rune Priest. It has nothing on its traits. And then its tree is not very good. You got Serendipity. You got a barrier at the start of battle. You know? Rock Solid. Enchant matching green. It's got Dispel. It's got bonus brown. It's got Fortitude. But, one of the worst, man. It's not good. It's down there. I don't use it very often. Whoops. Dang it. Alright, we're getting there. We're almost, we're not almost done, but we're probably like halfway. Jeez. Alright, Sentinel. Used to be good. But it's another one like Frost Mage and Monk, where it's just not as good these days because of other things. But it's got 25% chance to bury a random ally at the start of my turn. It's got 40% skull reduction. It's solid. It's like I said, it's like Frost Mage or Monk. And the weapon is good. You got Shield of Urskaya, really good for Rowan. Give an ally armor boosted by all enemy attack, then enrage and barrier them. Your Urska from Urskaya. Here we already went over the traits, which are solid. It's got Impact, Vanguard, Rock Solid, bonus Brown. It's got Dispel. And it's got Fortitude, but there's no 50% start. So if it had 50% start, it'd be great. But it's just kind of okay. It's like a B tier class these days, like kind of like Monk and Frost Mage. But get that weapon. Shaman, not very good. Your Taurus from Wild Plains, Fire Ruby Staff, not something I go after. I'll get it eventually though. Taurus do start with 50% mana, so it's kind of useful, but it's not like Geomancer or Geomancer or Mechanist, but it's in that same category, just not as good. So it's kind of like, you know how the fire classes, you got like Sunspear's the best, and then like you got Hierophant and Diabolist down at the bottom. Well, this is kind of like one of those 50% start classes, like Geomancer and Mechanist, but it's kind of down at the bottom. It's Shaman, you know, it's Taurus. But hey, if you need a 50% start Taurus, you could use Shaman. Talent tree. Nothing there. Nothing there. Entangle, Leaf Storm, Light Storm, Enrage, bonus yellow, and that's it. So no 50% start. Well, it does have 50% start, but it just has nothing else, really. It's okay. I might have to take another look at it. But, not, I use it with Ferocity and then Taurus. So it's not horror. I'll give it like a C, C+, something like that. Not one of the worst, though. Not the best, not the worst. It's in the middle. Alright, Slayer. This one is used mostly for Zul'Goth Fireblade business. You got Dwarf from Drak'Zum. Death Dealer is not good, not one you're going to target. Inflict bleed on all enemies when an enemy dies. Become enraged when an enemy dies. It has, it's the fire team. It's a fire class with something here. What is it? Hold on. It's a fire class with enrage. So, you kill an enemy, you get enraged, and then you have triple skull damage versus burning enemies with enrage on. So it hits really hard with skull, so it's really good with Zul'Goth. So it's up there. You also have enrage right here, which I probably should be using if I'm going to use it. But it's good because it's a fire class. It's one of the best fire classes. It's really good with Zul'Goth and Fireblade. If you want to do some sort of Fireblade thing with Zul'Goth and your hero, you should probably use Slayer. It used to be one of the best things to do in the game, but it's also falling in there with like Frost Mage and Monk and all that stuff where you don't get to use it that often anymore. It used to be like maybe even A- type of deal, but these days it's probably more like a B-. Alright, let's go to Sorcerer, which is not very good at all. Daemon from Karakoth. Daemon Nominamanon is not good. Traits. Nothing great. Talent tree. I'm gonna try to go a little faster. I don't, it's got a dusk, it's got a dark storm. It's got stealthy, it's got a doom storm. Got Rising Shadows. It's another one of those where, like, it's pretty much trash, but it has an instant kill, it has a purple storm. It's pretty bad. It's one of the worst, I would say. Sorcerer. Spirit Walker. The weapon's not good. You Wargear from Volpakia. Traits. Drain 2 mana from a random enemy when an ally casts a spell is okay. Reduce damage from spells by 25%. Probably mostly what it's known for is draining mana and kind of being defensive. It's kind of like an Orb Weaver. So not great, but, good sometimes on defense. You're not going to ever use it offensively, I would say. It's got a cleanse, it's got a entangle. It's almost built for defense. Leaf Storm. 50% start. It's a little better than I thought, but not great. I don't use it very often. So, I'll give it like a B-. It's okay. It's kind of like Frost Mage. Kind of like Orb Weaver, really. Alright, Stormcaller. Not very good. Mostly just used with triple finesse or something like that. Maybe Egress, maybe Ecotl, maybe Quelt Zalma, something like that. Strix from Suncrest Thunderbird is not good. Conjure a Light Storm when my turn begins, so if you want a yellow storm the entire fight, it's decent for that. So if you have a Strix team that's yellow and you want a yellow storm the whole fight, like, you'll use it here and there, but very rarely. Not something you're going to choose if you can choose every class and your team's not, like, all Strix. But otherwise, you got Cleanse, Dust Storm, Lightning Strike. Nothing great, Nothing great. So, like I said, I only use this one when I'm doing Finesse or a Strix, and my team's all yellow and I want a Yellow Storm. And I don't need a 50% start. Alright, Sunspear is probably one of the best fire classes in the game, but it falls in there once again with like Frost Mage and Monk and Sentinel, where we don't use it too much anymore, and Slayer. So you got Raksha from Pride Lance. Flame Soul is not good. We have traits. Create a Firestorm at the start of every turn. So it's similar to the Stormcaller, where Stormcaller will give you a yellow storm the entire fight. This one will give you a red storm the entire fight. So if you need a red storm, like for Phoenicia or Queen Titania or something like that, then you might use this. But, otherwise, you got a Freeze. You got Entangle, Firestorm at the start of battle, plus every single turn. You know, it's a fire class, so it's got Fire Blade and all that stuff. So it's good. It's like an A-, B+ type of deal, but it's not like, when do you see people using it these days? It was way more useful 2 or 3 years ago. So it's not one you should really focus on too much. Did I show the weapon was Flame Soul, right? Okay, so Thief I do use. I like Thief. I like Thief. It's one of my favorites. You got Skeleton Key, which you should get. Deal damage to the first and last enemies, boosted by my gold. If an enemy dies, gain an extra turn. It's a Goblin class from Zhejian. You got deal 7 damage to the last enemy in 4 or 5 gym match. You got a 50% start on its traits. It's got Greedy. You got the Hunter's Mark. You got some Summoning. You got a Purple Storm at the start of battle. Some more Summoning. You got Stealthy. You got Dodge. You got another Summon. And you got an Instant Kill. So 50% start, Purple Storm, Instant Kill, Summoning out the butt. Like, this is a really good class. I like it. When I'm trying to loop on purple is when I'll use Thief. So, like, Phonoxia. Is it Phonoxia? No. Purple, any kind of purple loop is when I'll use Thief. And I like Thief. It's one of my favorites. I'd give it like an A tier. It's up there. Tidecaller. Useful here and there. Merfolk from Merlantis, Three Sisters is not good. It's got Explode, a blue gem, and matching 4 or more gems. The time I use this is like with the Skull Waterfall team when I don't need to level a class because you get to explode more explosions. Yeah, if your whole theme of your team is blowing up the board, then Tidecaller or like Doomsayer are the ones that you probably want to do. But this one explodes a blue gem when matching 4 or more gems, while Doomsayer only does it at the start of the fight. So this will keep going off. And then you got Submerge myself when I take damage. So 2 decent things. You got Freeze. You got Cleanse. You got 50% start. Submerge. Purple, blue, green. So not bad. A little bit better than I thought, Tidecaller. It's probably like a B tier class. I like it. But it's not one of my favorites. Titan, one of the best in the game. Probably the other S tier that we have. I call Titan S tier. Okay, so you got... The weapon's not good, but you are Giant from Stormheim. Traits, you got a 50% start for Giants, so it's not just for your hero. You could put a full team of Giants. So this is really good with like Balder or any other kind of Giant like that. So 50% start for Giants. You have a Stun. You have, you know, extra magic with the hammer. You have nothing really here, but you got a Dust Storm at the start of battle. You got Rock Solid, gain a barrier when matching brown gems. So it's like the better version of Plague Lord, kind of. Bonus brown, you got Enrage. You got Lightning Strike. Like, this whole thing is good right here, this whole one. Then you got Fortitude on top of all of that. So it's super solid. Elementalist might be the best class in the game, but this might be like the second best class in the game. Titan's very good for beginners to just equip and leave on and have Rock Solid and a Dust Storm and a 50% start. Like, it's a good one. I definitely use it, especially when I want, like, I have a brown team this time. Like, maybe even with Gobtruffle. Gobtruffle puts up green and brown. If you're doing some sort of brown loop, then you would use this one because you got the Brown Storm and a 50% start and Rock Solid and Fortitude, yeah? All right, Warden is, like, okay. It's not great. Warden's Gauntlets, you're a beast from a Grimwood. You could 50% start it with Forest Guardian, I guess. Horrible traits. It's one of those where you got, like, Hunter's Mark and Entangle, a Barrier, you know, a couple summons, a Leaf Storm, Barrier, Dispel. Like, it has, it's like, it's okay. It's okay. Not great, though. So, I don't know. I'll give it like a C. No, it's okay, but not great. Alright, Warlord's one of the worst. It's a fire class. Weapon's not good. You're Giant from Broken Spire without having a 50% start for Giants. You got nothing on your traits. And then you got the Fire Tree, but what else do you have, you know? You got Enrage, I guess. You got Enrage and then pretty much nothing over here. So it's just got crappy trees with Fireblade. So Warlord's not great. I'd say it's not as... It's probably not one of the worst. It's probably like D tier. Alright, Orb Priest is the last one, and it's not good. We got Symbol of Anu, which is not good. Human from Elianis Empire. You can use it with like Tesla and Holy Saint Astra just to level it up. Stun, 40% scar reduction. Light Storm. Bonus yellow, it's got Enrage. And that's it. That's it. So it's like a D tier, maybe C minus, something like that. So anyway, my favorites are Archer, Magus, Archer Greenstorm, 50% start, instant kill, so fun. Magus, lots of purple, 50% start, good. And then you got Bard I'll use occasionally for yellow, 50% start. Doomsayer has that purple explode at the start of the fight that sometimes if you're doing like a fast team like Moon Mage or Atlanta or something, it might be okay. Elementalist is the best in the game, S tier, awesome, especially for PvP and Guild Wars and stuff like that. Geomancer, Construct, 50% start. Mechanist, Mech, 50% start. Orb Weaver, super early in the game just for Rowan. Plague Lord, almost good. Sentinel, get the weapon. Thief, I love for purple, for 50% start, for instant kill. Tidecaller is there for like the Skull Waterfall team when you need extra explosions on 4 or 5 gym matches. Titan, one of my favorite. Brown, looping, 50% start. Rock Solid, 50% start for Giants. So that's basically how I feel. Those are my favorites. Archer, Magus, Elementalist, Thief, Titan. Those are my favorites. And then there's other ones that, I still like and I still use that are still pretty good. And then there's horrible ones that you should not even pay attention to very much. Like, Death Knight's not good. Dervish is not good. Diabolist is down there. Dragon Guard maybe. Knight is bad. Night Weaver's bad. Oracle's pretty bad. Priest is pretty bad. Rune Priest is pretty bad. Sorcerer's pretty bad. Stormcaller only used for like one little thing here and there. War Priest, not great. So hopefully that helps somebody out there. Going over all the classes, telling you the good class weapons, which classes I actually use, and what I use them for, and how I feel about all the classes now that I have them all at 100, as you can see. I decided I would go over this for 2025. All the classes, my opinion of them, how I feel about them, where I use them, rank them maybe a little bit. Tell you the bad ones, tell you the good ones. Probably a freaking hour long, but it is what it is. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel comment below. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.